The Commonwealth, a great place to live where you can start a new business, make important decisions, and use your imagination to create new things. Okay, so maybe the Wasteland isn't a great place to live, but those are the three topics we're going to discuss in this video, the economy of Fallout 4. If you want to know more about bottle caps, bartering, and basic supply and demand, check out the video linked above. And stay tuned until the end where we'll discuss a few things that I would change to make it a little bit more realistic. The first topic is stores. As you progress through the game, you can build stores at your settlements, and stores do a decent job of depicting a realistic situation. In real life, this would be a sole proprietorship where your character provides all the capital up front and receives income from profit. Profit equals revenue minus costs, and the only costs are up front to purchase the shop. I don't think your workers actually earn any income, and revenue is the price times the number of products sold, which I don't think there's really any way to track that either, so your workers might be cheating you out of some profit. But the difference between revenue and cost is profit, and that's how your sole proprietor, you in this case, makes money. And it seems like that's how it works in the game, is the caps you receive from these shops is just the profit that the shop makes. And there are variable and fixed costs, but those get complicated, so we're not going to hold it against them. But the main idea here is you can spend money and supplies on businesses where you gain a profit, which is exactly how it would work in the real world. In topic 2, we're going to discuss trade-offs and opportunity costs. Ah yes, being over encumbered, where you can't fast travel or run and you walk slower than a mirelurk with its legs destroyed. Trade-offs and opportunity costs are really what drives most games. Trade-offs are just sacrificing one or more options for a different preferred option, and what you give up is called the opportunity cost. Now, when you become over encumbered, you really have two different decisions. First is whether you just want to stay that way and walk around really slow, or whether you want to drop some of your items in your inventory. If you do decide to drop items, your second decision becomes what item or items to drop. You may want to drop the Fat Man because it's heavy, but the opportunity cost in doing that is not having a Fat Man now. You're constantly making trade-offs throughout the game. When you make a mine or you upgrade a weapon, your opportunity cost is not being able to use those resources anymore. Not adventuring south is the opportunity cost of potentially finding better weapons, and the list goes on and on. The last topic we're going to discuss is production. Where does all this stuff come from? We have a ton of guns and missile launchers, and we have a bunch of food, but where is this stuff being produced? It's possible a lot of the guns are just found out there in the wasteland. There's plenty of military sites, and there were tensions of war, so it's not a stretch to think that that's a possibility. And I don't know much about chemistry, so I don't know how long, say, a shotgun would last in the Commonwealth. There are a few hints of production sites, but not many. When we look at upgrading, I do like that there are perks to make better weapons, chems, and armor. If you look at games like Ghost of Tsushima, you have people that you take supplies to, and they upgrade your weapons and your armor. And I do like this a little bit better, at least from an economic standpoint. This is what Adam Smith talks about in the first chapter of Wealth of Nations. There should be people who make items better, or you should slowly improve your crafting over time. And this is just efficiency. The more you do things, the better you become at them. And that's just how production works. If you've ever had a job, the more you do it, the better you become, which makes you a more efficient or more productive worker. At this point, make sure to like and subscribe. Now, let's talk about what someone with degrees in economics would change to make this more realistic. The first thing is a combination of shops and production. It would be great if you could have a factory that, say, creates guns or food, and you would have a steady stream of income or profit. And since we already have trade routes, these could be used to help move that production. A supply chain setup could really make the game interesting, but Fallout 4 is not an economics game, so maybe I'm the only one nerding out about that. The other thing is actually doable, and it's having people doing different jobs. If we remove shops, settlements are basically a communist society. Nothing is privately owned, and the workers share what is created. And most of the time you have so many people that most of them are just standing around doing nothing. In the next Fallout, you should have more jobs, and people in settlements could improve upon their own settlements. And if you give them different attributes, some people would be better at different jobs. They could make you more money or defend the settlement better when you're attacked. Now, they may be lofty goals and they may just be too time consuming and people just kind of forget about them and don't use them, but it would be interesting to add them, and it would add a little bit more realism to the game. So there are plenty of other things that could be added to the game, and go ahead and comment what you would like to see. And again, thanks for watching.